Hello students. Today we are going to learn about variables and strings. So what is a variable? A variable is a named storage location used to store data in a program. A variable is a named storage location that is used to store data in a program. Think of a variable as a box. The box has a name and inside the box we store a value which is like this. You can see in the above picture, and we can use that value whenever we need it. So, for example, age equal to 25. I'm taking a variable name as age and I'm assigning a value it to as 25. And here, age is the variable name, equal to is the assigning operator, and 25 is the value that we are going to store on the age variable. So the visual representation is this. So why do we use variables? Without variables, we would have to repeatedly type the same values, right? So, variables helps us to store data, to reuse data, to update data, and to make programs flexible. So I'll give an example of, wait a minute. So for all the programs, I'm using an online version by Programize. So this is the online compiler, Python online compiler by Programize. So first one is to store the data. To store the data, I'm using a variable called name. Name equal to, I'm assigning it to a string called John. So here the John is stored in the variable called name. So first one is satisfied and next one is reusing the data. So I'm reusing the name by using the print operation. Print of name. So the output is John. So whenever it is required, I can reuse the variable by calling it or by using the print statements. And next one is updating the data. So we can update the existing data like, so in the first line, I have assigned a string called John to name, and in the third line, I have changed it to Ravi. So the output will be Ravi. So you can see first the name stores the value John, and then next it is replaced by Ravi. And next, make programs flexible. So instead of changing values everywhere, we change them once in a variable. And next, variable naming rules. So we have rules to name the variables. Python follows specific rules for naming variables. So first rule is start with a letter or underscore. Start with a letter or a underscore. So I'll show you. Here the name is started with a letter, right? Or we can also start with underscore. Oh, wait, here also underscore. Yes, John. Okay, the first condition is satisfied, and the next rule is can contain letters, numbers, and underscores. So the variable can contain the numbers, letters, and underscore. So the name can be a. I'm taking a variable that is student 1 and assigning a value that, and I am taking another variable student name. So in the above two variables, I have used a digit 1 and underscore. So this code also is correct, which means the condition is satisfied. And the next one is cannot contain spaces. So the variable name cannot contain spaces. For example, here I have taken student name by using the underscore. But if I take the same name without using the underscore means it will return an error. Student name equal to Ravi and print. So it is showing an error, invalid syntax. So I have removed the space and replaced it with underscore. Okay, in the print statement too. Okay, the output is Ravi. And the next rule is cannot use Python keywords. So we have some keywords in Python, like there is conditional statements, which is if, else, elif, and for looping statements we use for, while, and we also have break, pass. So these are the Python inbuilt statements we cannot use as the variables. If we use it, it will return an error. So for example, if equal to 78, print of if, it will return an error. See, invalid syntax. And next, types of variables in Python. Data type. So a data type tells Python what kind of value is stored. A data type tells the Python what kind of value is stored. So common data types are integer, float, string, and boolean. And we also have list. So the integer is used to store the whole numbers. Example 10, 20, 30, minus 5, minus 8. The float is used to store the decimal points. For example, 3.14, 99.99. And the string is used to store the data by using the quotations. You can see here the Python and hello world. Next, Boolean stores only two values and it results as true or false. It is used in decision making. For example, is student equal to true? Then return true. If it is false, then return false. And next, list. List stores multiple values together. For example, 1, 2, 3, apple, banana, mango. Here, these all values are stored in one single list, and we can access the values by using the indexes. And next, assignment. Assignment means storing a value inside a variable. The assignment operator is denoted as equal to. And for example, if I taken as x equal to 10, here x is the variable name and 10 is the value that is going to be stored in the x. And next one is reassignment. Reassignment means changing the value of an existing variable. For example, x equal to 10 is the first value and I have changed it to x equal to 20. Then the x value will be the 20, right? So we have done it before. And next, arithmetic operations. So Python can perform mathematical calculations by using addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, modulus, exponent, and floor division. So first one is addition. Addition is denoted by plus and it is used to add two numbers. So for the above programs also, I'll provide you the code. First, I'll explain the concept, then we go through the code. Okay. Subtraction is used to subtract one number from the another number. Multiplication is used to multiply one number with another number. Division is used to divide a number. Modulus is used to return the remainder. And exponent is the power operation. Floor division returns only the integer part. So let us go through the code for all of the above operations. So first one is integer. The integer will store. So here in Python, we does not need to write int before a variable or a char or float like other languages Java or C. So in Python, we can directly take variable names and assign the value to it instead of defining it like name equal to for example 10. There is no need to doing of it. The Python can automatically understand that name equal to Ravi. So here the name contains a value called string. So for int number equal to 20, 22, and number 3 equal to 48, print of number 2 and number 3. So the output is 20, 22, and 48, which are integer values. And next, float. The float will store decimal values, right? So for that, FLO equal to 3.9, 1 equal to print of FLO. Okay. So next, string. String stores text. Strings are enclosed in quotes, right? So instead of taking values line by line, we can directly take multiple values together, like name, name 1 equal to Ravi, comma, Rani. Of name, comma, name 1. Okay, so instead of doing multiple lines of code, you can do by using one line. And next, Boolean. So Boolean will return true or false, right? Is student equal to true. Yes, then print. True. We can done by using if and else. Uh, but as we not covered if else concept, I'm just writing it like this. And next, list. So list can store multiple values together, right? So we can take list as li equal to 1 comma 2 comma 3. And next, assignment operator. Assignment and reassignment we covered earlier, right? So I'm skipping this. And next, arithmetic operations. The arithmetic operations means it will have plus, minus, star, and divided by. Plus means addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. And we also have modulus. So these are the assignment operators. We'll do step by step. So first we perform plus, which means addition. Addition can be done by taking two variables. Here I'm taking a variable called num1 and I'm assigning a value 5, another variable and assigning with 10, and I'm printing the addition of two numbers. So here 10 plus 5 is 15. Correct? And just like same, we can do remaining. Just replace the plus with minus, and here plus with star, which is multiplication operator. Divide. Here we are doing division, and here modulus. So you can see the outputs. You can go through the code and you can try by yourself, and you can check the answers if it is giving right or wrong. And next, exponent. Exponent means power. So exponent means the power. Here num1 is the value which contains the power of 10, which means we are get the result as 5 power 10, like 5 power 10, like this. The computer will understand this statement as 5 power 10 and gives the output. See, the 5 power of 10 is this value. You can check it. And next, floor division. Floor division is done by using double slash. Floor division will returns only the integer part and skips the decimal part. So 5 by 10, it's 0. Okay. And next, now we have covered all the types of variables in Python. Once go through the notes. Now we are starting strings. So string operations are used to work with text. String operations are used to work with text. So the basic kind of string operations are concatenation, repeating strings, length of string, accessing characters, slicing, and change case. We can go through these steps. So one of the most common string operations is concatenation. So what is meant by concatenation? Concatenation means adding two strings as a one string. So the concatenation can be done by using the plus operator, which is same as addition in mathematics, but in strings we are just adding two strings, like two names together as a one string. So first string concatenation, okay, and next string repetition, repeating a string multiple times. For example, if we take a variable name message and assign a value like Python, and if we use the multiplication operator, then it will return the output multiple times. Like, so for example, I'm taking message equal to Python, and I'm using multiplication operator, MSG, which means message into 3. So the output is Python, 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 which is given as 3 times. If I change the value to 5, it will give the output 5 times. So this is known as the string repetition. And next, once we see string concatenation, message equal to hello, and message 1 equal to world. So I'll concatenate the above two variables by using plus operator. So you can see the output hello world. So first I have written message, and then I have used plus symbol, and then I have used double quotes, which is for the space, and then I have concatenate with message 1 by using the plus operator. So here I have concatenate message, which means hello, with the space, and then space with the world. Okay. Next, string repetition. Okay, we have covered string length. So we can find the number of characters by using the length operator in the string. So for example, here we have message. We can find the length of the message. It's 5. 1 HELLO. So it's 5. So this is the length operation. Okay. And next, type conversion. So type conversion means changing one data type into another. Means we are converting into to float to string, and boolean to float. We can convert any data type to another data type by using the type conversion. So how can we do that? I'll explain it to you. So first, converting to integer. For example, I'm taking number equal to string of 10. Here, the number contains the value of 10, but it is stored as a string because I have used double quotes. You can see. So here, number has a string value, not an integer value. So now I am converting these string value to integer by using int of num. So here, the value is 10. So without adding int, it will print 10 as a string. You can see. No, wait. Here I have converted it. So this is the value of a string, but not an integer. And next, converting to float. Now we are converting an integer to a floating value. Num1 equal to 10 is an integer value, int of float of num. So it is showing 10.0, which is a floating value. And next, converting to string, age equal to 20. So here age is the int value. Here age stores the integer value. Now we are converted integer as a string by using str. So str will convert integer to string. Converting to boolean. So it's going to bool of 1. It is true. So why type conversion is important means suppose age equal to 20. In the above example, okay, so for example, num equal to 10. Here we are taking this as a string. To perform calculations, print of int of num plus 5 will give 2 5. I'll explain. For example, age equal to 20, print of, now I'm converting age age to int and then concatenate with 5. So the output is 25. Without converting it to int, it will give 205. Okay, so it is showing concatenation, not int. So we are going to add age, which is a string, with a number, which is a int. So it will return an error, of course. So I hope you guys are understanding. And next, multiple assignment. So assigning multiple variables in one line. So I have shown it to you in the earlier, right? Like x comma y comma z equal to 1 comma 2 comma 3. The output is 1 2 3. Instead of assigning one by one, x equal to 1, y equal to 2 and z equal to 3, we can assign them by using multiple assignment. which means we can assign them in one line, which will reduce the space, which can reduce the time too. And next, swapping variables. Swapping means exchanging the values of two variables. Python provides a simple way to swap values without using an extra variable. So let us take a variable called a and assign this to 5 and b equal to 10. So here A stores a value of 5 and B stores a value of 10. Now I'm going to replace these both values. So I'm going to interchange them. Like A should have 10 and B should have 5. So this is going to done as A comma B equal to B comma A. So what I have done, I'm assigning A to B and B to A. You can see I'm assigning A to B and B to A, which will interchange the values. Now you can print A and print B. So here A holds 10 and B holds 5. This is the swapping of two numbers. So best practices. So follow these professional coding habits. Use meaningful names. So instead of using A, B, use meaningful names like student name, student marks, total marks. Your code should be understand after you are seeing the code after an year. You should understand the code. So for that you must use the variable names to be understood. So keep names readable and initialize variables. Always create variables before using them. And one real life example is I'm going to show you. So online shopping cart. For example, item 1 has a value of 500 and item 2 has a value of 300. Then total should be item 1 plus item 2, right? And print of total. Sorry guys. Print of total and the output is 800. So this is how e-commerce websites calculate bills. And the common mistakes the beginners will often do is using variables before creating it. Like they do print age before having a variable of age which will returns an error. You can see. First we should have a variable name called age with a value and then we should use it. Okay. And next, please don't use wrong data types. Age equal to string of 20. If you take age equal to string of 20 and age is a string, and if you want to add 20 plus 5, which will returns an error. We have seen it before, right? So please don't do that. And next, misspelling variables. Spelling of the variable should be very clear, like student name equal to John. Here, okay. But in the print statement, They are going to write in as student name, which will returns an error. The variable name should be exactly the same in the print statement too. So here the error is name, student name is not defined. Did you mean student name? See, you can see John. Okay. And next, accidental reassignment. For example, in your if you have a 50 lines of code, so on the top of the code you have used a variable called name, and you have assigned it a value to Ravi. And in the end of the code, you need to use another variable, and you have forgotten that you use a variable name called name, and you have written the same name again and assign another value like Rani. And after running the code, you don't understand the glitch. You automatically reassigning without knowing. So print of name, which will gives Rani instead of Ravi. See, this will causes an error. Okay, so please understand the mistakes and don't do this. Now we are going to do some mini practice programs. So the first one is total marks. We're going to add the total marks. I have three subjects called science, which is having marks of 20, max 30, and English of 50. Now I'm going to add the above three by using addition operation. Science plus max plus English, which will give the output of the name. Okay, 100. 20 plus 30, it's 50, and 50 plus 50, it's 100. So it is correct. And next, so printing our full name and taking the name as first name and last name and combining it as one single name. Like name equal to first name last name. And I'm concatenating the above two strings by using which operator? Plus operator. First name plus with space and again plus and last name Ravi Kallu. Okay. And the next program is swapping of two numbers, which I have also covered this. Strings conversion, converting to int float, multiple assigning, shopping cart problem we have covered, mistakes we have covered, calculating total marks, create a full name, swapping of two numbers. So that's it for today, guys. I hope you like this video. Thank you.